Hi, Aquarius. Sondra from For Your Chi. Last but not least, it's your Aqua February 2025 reading. Well, I wish that I had better news for you, but this month for you is going to be very weird, and you could feel somewhat uprooted as a result of this month. Now, you pulled travel several times in this reading. So if you're not booked to go somewhere in February, you could be thinking about it, or you could be booking a trip in February. But this looks to me like maybe you have to travel. Maybe you don't have a choice. Let's get into it. First 6 houses here on YouTube. If this is your reading, the extended will, you can get that if you want to. It's in the description box. But the month starts off with a bang. Disruption. The falling tower. What kind of shit has hit your fan in the first 72 hours of February? That's what I want to know. The advice cards are spiritual teacher and ask for help from others. You may need to book a session, and you may not even know it. I have very few, just a handful, small percentage of Aquarian clients. And I'm not really sure why that is. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is you people don't book readings very often, but this might be one of those months where you absolutely must figure out or get to the bottom of something of what is really going on. Now, if that weren't enough of a shakeup, you pulled the death card in your second house of money and your stuff, your personal possessions. So there's some sort of ending that's happening in order to pave way for a new beginning. But here's the travel card. Okay, the travel comes up in the second house, which tells me that you could have to spend money on traveling this month. An upcoming trip proves to be life-changing in positive ways. So although it may be a little uncertain or freaky or whatever the case may be, and you did pull a freaky card in your house of travel that comes up in your extended reading, by the way, if you want to look into that. But the other advice card that I pulled, and I did pull extra cards for you to get more information here. Okay, so there needs to be some research looked into in the second house here. And it might be that you have a flight booked and it gets canceled because of all the weird stuff with the flights right now. It's not, I haven't looked at the calendar yet, but I don't think it's time for the Mercury retrograde. So I don't think that's it, is what I'm trying to say. Your third house, your brother or sister, they need to walk away from arguments at this time. Their desire is within reach, and so they don't need to open their mouth and ruin it. Your fourth house, house of home, where you currently live. Triumph is the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Swords in traditional tarot. Fast movement, quick action needs to be taken at home or with regard to your home. Check your monthly statements, make sure you're up to date on the insurance. For those of you who are wanting to move and you're trying to move, there could be something extra that comes up. You know how you have to jump through all those hoops that they make you do when you're, trying to move or obtain a mortgage or something, and then there's just something that comes up and it's like you have to drop everything and do it. And this is what I mean, like, you pulled holiday. So this is like a long weekend. But this card says the answer that you're looking for can be found during a vacation, a retreat, or a holiday getaway. You know, which means getting out of the house. Now, you may have to actually physically leave your house because you're getting some kind of work done where you really don't want to be there during that time. Renovation, something like that. And for those of you who are moving, the best thing that I ever did, and my realtor praised us for this, was to rent an Airbnb for the weekend while the house is being shown. Especially when you have an open house like all weekend, and there's just people, and you have like 15 different families. So rather than leave the house 15 different times, you might as well just go stay somewhere else. This could even be staying with family if you've got something like that going on. Fourth house also rules your father, so your father could be going on a long weekend, but he may absolutely require it in some way. Your fifth house, your social life, your fun, your friends. It's not really the time to be out and social. You did pull the winter card here, so you may have a hard time socializing more so than usual in these winter months. It could be extra tough for you to be in a crowd. I can't blame you. I don't blame you there. Don't worry about it. It will get better. I wouldn't try to fight the power, if you know what I mean, right now. Your sixth house, your work and health, trapped in fear. You want out of a work situation, or you want out of a health situation in order to get better, but you are too afraid to see what's on the other side of this. Now, for some of you, if this is related to work, like you're ready for a new job, but you don't know what that new place is going to look like, right? You don't know what you're going to have to deal with. This is why I encourage you and people like this in this situation to get a reading. For others of you, you may be having a ailment or symptoms. If that's you, seek medical attention right away. This is not medical advice. And for some of you, maybe you already have, and you've been given a prescription and you are too afraid to fill it because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what the side effects are going to be. And, I get that. Or maybe you've tried it and you don't like the side effects. Well, you can always go back to the doctor and ask to try something else, right? Assertiveness. You need to speak your mind here. It is no time to be politically correct in your sixth house of your work and your health. You need to get to the bottom of this, and you don't need other people trying to beat around the bush. Stand up for your beliefs, this card says, and only say yes if you really want to. Okay? All right, let's see who's around you in your seventh house of primary relationships before. I know this was a lot. It was a lot. In the extended reading, there's even more there. Who's around you in your seventh house of primary relationships, though, as far as zodiac signs are concerned? Well, the first card you pulled is the strength card, Leo. You pulled that strength card in your fifth house. So for those of you dating, this is your message, especially if you're dating a Leo. Okay, so the Leo comes up, the Aquarius comes up, which is interesting because that's obviously, an Aquarius and an Aquarius partnered together is strange. But Leo and Aquarius are on the same astrological axis as each other, 180 degrees apart in the zodiac. And you pulled a Virgo here. 3 major arcana cards. Okay, if you want to follow me, in the extended link is below. You can just buy the video if you're interested, if this is your reading, or you could do the tier 2 that gets you all of my extended readings for all 12 signs and all of the yearly predictions that I have made for 2025 for all the signs. Many blessings to you, Aquarius. Take care.